Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, great. Okay, now, thank you so much for your patience. Now, on to the third question. We're going to be addressing whether Janice is liable for the $8,980 charge. Question mark. Okay. Okay, excellent day. Now we come down here and we make sure to put in respectfully submitted applicant. Okay. Now we're going to start filling this in. We know that number one is going to be pertaining to whether, and we will get a better understanding on what to fill in after we start doing some reading. But as of right now, whether Ryan is able to disaffirm the contract is what we're going to be basically doing here with for number one. Number two, whether Janice's letter disaffirmed the contract for Ryan. Question mark 3, whether Janice's letter, basically, or whether Janice is liable, excuse me, for the, not two thes here, up here, get rid of that, a second one, for the 8,000, let's see here, okay, $980 charge. Okay, now that we've gotten, now that we have our format in, let's start reading our question. Right, Janice Wright, a longtime client, has retained us on a matter concerning unauthorized credit card charges ran up by her son Ryan for online purchases connected to an online video game website called GamerTracks. At Ryan's request, Janice gave him permission to open an account using her credit card. She told him he could charge no more than $20. He ended up charging $9,000. After receiving her credit card bill, she sent a letter to GamerTracks asking for reversal of the $8,908 charge, but GamerTracks declined. She would like our help in determining whether she can avoid paying some or all of the charges. Now remember, just reading this one more time here, I have already determined that Ryan was able to and did in fact enter into a contract with GamerTracks. So we want to make sure now we're going to say that whether Ryan is able to disaffirm the contract with who? GamerTracks. Okay. Now, then whether Janice's letter disaffirmed the contract with GamerTracks for Ryan, and yeah, okay, yeah. So, let's see. Oh yeah, not disaffirm the contract. Okay, good. Okay, great. Now we go now that we have a baseline story to go from, let's go into our file. We see here on the memorandum that there's a file from Mark Turner, September 29, 2020, potential right litigation. Reading, just skimming through here. I met with longtime client Janice Wright yesterday to discuss a matter involving online video game activity by her son, 12-year-old son Ryan. GamerTrack's website allows users to play a wide array of video games for free. The GamerTrack website allows users to buy certain options to enhance their online video gaming experience. 2 months ago, at Ryan's request, Janice gave Ryan permission to open a GamerTracks account using her credit card. Then Ryan opened a GamerTracks Treasure account. In so doing, he clicked on the I have read, understood, and agreed to the terms of service, which included the following terms here: that he agrees to provide a video, or that he agrees, or that I agree to provide, I should say, a valid credit or debit card to obtain options for any online video games. I agree that I am authorized to use the credit card or debit card provided, and then onward it goes. Now, I agree that that all transactions I enter into to obtain any options for are final and irreversible. And then 4, I am under the age of 18. Okay. Now here's the other thing. Now GamerTracks contacted Janice. She verified that she had given Ryan permission. After opening the GamerTracks Treasure account, Ryan started playing an online video game called Galactic Odyssey and obtained a few options. Okay, now when Janice received her credit card bill, she sent a letter asking for reversal of the $8,980 charge. Again, more reinforcement of what we already know. Janice has not paid her credit card bill pending a consultation with us. Now, second document. September 21st, 2020, Miss Janice Wright, Gamer Tracks, unauthorized charges. Dear Sir or Madam, I am writing to request that you reverse the amount of $8,980 charge for unauthorized charges to my credit card. The amount of $8,980 for unauthorized charges to my credit card. Okay. And then thank you for your prompt attention to this matter. Very truly yours, Janice Wright. Okay. Now, we got a pretty good working knowledge now of what we're dealing with in terms of our file facts. Now let's go into our library. We see in our library table of contents here, there's select provisions of the Columbia Civil Code, select provisions of the Columbia Family Code, Miller v. Miller, Brady v. Thomas, and Laredo v. Purcell Fruit Co. These two are Court of Appeal, and this one here is the Supreme Court level. Okay. Now just going through here, just scanning the headers here. Section 3800, agency defined. 3801, actual authority, apparent authority, creation of actual authority, creation of apparent authority, binding effect. Coming down now, 6701, minor's power to contracts, minor's power to disaffirm. Exception of minor's power to disaffirm. Now coming down, Miller v. Miller. This is where we read it really quickly through here, just skimming it first time through. By his complaint, we know that this is most going to be facts here. Again, more just background facts concerning the Miller v. Miller. By this action, Bryce seeks to recover. Okay. But we're scanning down through here and we run right into smack dab into this code. I want to make sure to spot that. So we know that when Miller's present, there's 6703 present as well. Okay. Now what is that? And we know that under that provision, what does that say? A minor under the care of a parent who is unable to provide for him may contract to pay the reasonable value of things necessary for his support and that of his family, and may not disaffirm such a contract. This being true, now here it is right here. This being true, that it must follow that the minor can authorize the use of money held for him. Okay, well this is going more towards the aspect concerning the case itself of Miller v. Miller. Then down here it says, in entering judgment for Josephine, want to keep that in mind. Also scanning down in here, we see these italicized words for the things necessary for their support. Bring that down. We come down a little further. These are quoted language here. Good things for life, not necessities. We want to make sure to put this together, these two together here. Got it. Okay. Now, Brady v. Thomas. Background facts here. More background facts. Still more background facts. Right here we see still more background facts here. As a general proposition, parental consent. Now we want to make sure though we're not just running through and not seeing that there might be some issues that are brought up in the first paragraphs here. Well, I don't see any actually. Not now that I think about that. As a general proposition, now parental consent is required for the provision of services to minors. Scan down here. There we are. Columbia Family Code 6701. Ding. Okay, and then we see that again now down here. Columbia Family Code 6702. Ding. Okay, now we know that now 6701 and 6702 go to Brady. Now coming down here, now no specific language is required to communicate an intent to disaffirm a minor's contract. Very first sentence there. Doesn't sound like a fact, but yet it's not a code. It's more of an idea, a focus of sorts. Now coming down here, we conclude that Craig had the right to and did disaffirm the contract. Oh, sounds very interesting. Okay, and very relevant to one of our position. Now, one of our questions to be asked. Okay, and then down here under Laredo brought an action for breach of contract against Purcell. We don't see anything more down here besides just that, so there's more background facts. Supporting facts though. Purcell's theory at trial and on appeal is that hand, okay, did not have actual authority. See, we're seeing a lot of the same language now popping up from that 3800 series. Okay, so, oh, here, that's why. Ta-da. There it is. That's why. 3801 is Laredo. And if we come down here now, we'll see that this is Purcell's theory right here. We want to make sure to bring that out. Purcell's theory, contrast Laredo's theory. Ding. And right down here, we see the code right there, just like the code up in here. It's paralleling. And then Laredo's theory prevailed below. I want to make sure that we point that out. And see right down here, maybe the last sentence or two. In light of hands apparent, okay, there was still unquestionably a contract. Okay, okay, so point that out. Ding. Okay, now judgment is affirmed. Okay, now that we kind of have an idea of what's going on here, we now have to look to our clues from our file, from our law library. Now up here over in our questions, whether Ryan is able to disaffirm the contract with GamerTracks, disaffirmance up here under the family codes, the civil code or the family code of Columbia. Does anything here sound like disaffirmance? It doesn't. So we know that the civil code doesn't apply yet as to our situation. But we come down, we scroll down, and we start getting into things that we're seeing over in our question here, and that is minor's power to contract, minor's power to disaffirm. There's a connection and a connection here. Okay, so let's start doing that right now. We want to make sure now, because we want to make sure to establish that Ryan had a contract initially. So we're going to throw in section 6701 now. Whether a minor has the power, or whether Ryan had the power to contract with GamerTracks. This should be easy in and out here. Okay, now we want to make sure to cite our code. Section 6701 states, I want to make sure too that we cite 6701 of what? Columbia Family Code, and we'll put a short, well, it'd be acronym CFC here. Section 6701 states, and what does it state? A minor may make a contract in the same manner as an adult. ... Okay, now coming down now here, the facts say that what is it about the contract up here concerning our letter here? It says that he is already, I'll highlight this here, we have already determined that Ryan was able to and did in fact enter into a contract. So the facts say that Ryan was able to and did in fact enter into a contract with GamerTracks. We'll make sure to point this out, that this is our memo the October 6th memo. Okay. Oh, I see. Let me come back up here to our table of contents real quick here. Memorandum to applicant from Marjorie Turner. Okay, so we're just October 6th memo. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's what I'll do. Coming down here now. Now, we want to make sure to point out now that hence Ryan did in fact enter into a contract with GamerTrax. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change out that hence to a thus real quick. So keeping our form here. Thus, Ryan did in fact enter into a contract with GamerTrax. Let's move on. Now, CFC, remember 6702 pops out now. What does 6702 raise in terms of an issue? I want to make sure to point this out too, that as we're going through, we're bolding and doing all of our highlighting and editing as we go here. Okay. Okay, right here. Whether what? We need to come down now and take a look at 6702. Right here. Whether Ryan had the power to disaffirm the contract with GamerTrax. Question mark. Okay. Oh, just want to underline there. Okay. Now, CFC. I already mentioned that. Thank you very much for your patience. States that okay, a contract of a minor may be disaffirmed by the minor or by the minor's parent or guardian before a majority or within a reasonable time afterwards. Okay. Here, the facts are here. Ryan is what? I come up here to our letter. Oh, let's see up here. Okay, right here. Ryan is a minor because he is what? Yep, 12 years old. He is the 12, let's see here, 12-year-old son of Janice. Make sure it's right here. There we go. Make sure to point this out here. Memo, September 29th. There we go. Or he is Janice's, let's put it that way. Janice's 12-year-old son. Much better. Okay. Okay. Now, also, Ryan acknowledged that he was under the age of 18 when he, I know here concerning one of the provisions, agreed to the following provision. In the GamerTrax terms of service, which reads, I am under the age of 18 18. Make sure to point that out. That's the 18. There we go. Dot, dot, dot. Thus, let's see, Ryan, let's see, under CFC 6702, okay, here we go, make sure I put this out here. There we go. Ryan is a minor that may disaffirm his contract with GamerTrax. Now, that's not what we're done. We're not done here yet because we're going to bring in Brady right now. Ta-da. Coming down, Brady now. Miller, remember, Miller goes 6703. Brady, okay. Brady v. Thomas. Should have point out the date here. 2004. A Columbia Court of Appeal cites both CFC 6701 and CFC 6702, period. It states that what? Now let's take a look here. Okay. That a minor may disaffirm a contract because, what is this here? Right, let's see, we're going reading first here. The law shields minors from their lack of judgment experience and under certain conditions vests them in the right to disaffirm their contract. So we want to make sure to point that out, that it states that a minor may disaffirm the contract because the law vests the shield. Okay. Oh. The minor with the right, okay, to disaffirm their contracts. Make sure to point out Brady. Okay, and further now. Although in many instances such disaffirmance may work hardship upon those who deal with a minor, the right to avoid contracts is conferred by law upon a minor for its protection. Okay, here we go. So that may be a better way of putting that. It says that a minor may disaffirm a contract because the law vests because the law vests the minor with the right to disaffirm their contracts for the protection of the minor. There we go. Now, further, there we are. Now, it is a policy the court points out that it is the policy of the law to protect a minor against himself and his indiscretions and immaturity, as well as against of other people. Okay. Dot dot dot. Simply stated, one who provides a minor with services does so at his or her own risk. Okay. Now we need to come down here in Brady. Alrighty. Sharon Brady suing Martha Thomas and Craig Thomas for unpaid commissions under a contract. Scanning through here. Okay. In reversing the trial court's decision for Brady, the court concluded that Craig had, let's see, make sure I'm pointing this out here. Okay. Point this out now. For unpaid commissions under a contract when Craig was a minor, 10 years old, in reversing the trial court's decision for Brady, the court concluded that Craig had the right to disaffirm a contract. I'll make sure I spelled that right. Yeah. Like Brady, Ryan was a minor, 12 years old, when he contracted with GamerTrax for the in-game purchases. Ryan has the right, as a minor, to disaffirm his contract with GamerTrax according to Brady. GamerTrax should have realized that one who provides a minor with services. So we want to make sure to come up here and point that out, that the in-game purchases, we want to point that out, services. Okay, so GamerTrax should have realized that one who provides a minor with services does so at his or her own risk. Brady. Make sure to point out that this also came from our September 29th memo. Okay, and now we want to make sure to, therefore, Ryan may exercise his right to disaffirm his contract with GamerTrax. Okay. Making sure we come up here. Okay, yep, we got our 2 points in. Okay, now we come down. Let's do number 2. Whether Janice's letter disaffirmed the contract with GamerTrax. So we also now want to focus on whether, remember, just like 6702 points out that a minor may the contract of a minor may be disaffirmed by the minor or by the minor parents or guardian. We're dealing with a parent here, which is Janice. So we want to make sure to point this out, bring this down, copy that. Now here, whether Janice may disaffirm the contract with GamerTrax for Ryan now. I want to make sure now here the facts say that, and this is, we're bringing this up now from our facts up here. We back up to our memo of September 29th, right up here. Okay. I think we're going to come down here and take a look actually first at combination of the September 29th and September 21st. Facts say that Janice wrote GamerTrax a letter to reverse the amount, to reverse the unauthorized charges. Point that out. It's $8,980. This is the September 21st memo. Okay. Janice is, or Ryan is Janice's son. or I should say, let me say that the other way around here. Janice is the parent of Ryan, and we want to make sure. So we'll make sure to point that out from our September 29th memo. Thus, at first glance, Janice may disaffirm the contract with GamerTrax for Ryan because Janice is Ryan's parent. And we want to make sure that we just not do it as thus. We want to make sure to support this with our under CFC 6702. Okay, now, coming down now, we're not done with Brady. We will bring up Brady again. So let's bring up Brady one more time now because there's a very interesting paragraph down here that we're going to utilize. Right? Not that one, that's Miller. Right here. No specific language is required. Okay, bingo. Up here, copy and paste. Copy. There we go. Site CFC 6702. It states that no specific language is required to communicate an intent to disaffirm a minor's contract. Okay. However, the point the court does indicate that, let's see here, disclosing unequivocal, let's see, a minor's contract may be avoided by any act or word disclosing an unequivocal intent to repudiate its binding force and effect. Okay. So we're talking here. However, the court does indicate that this language should disclose, I'll just point this out here, an unequivocal intent to repudiate its binding force and effect. You know, I think we could leave out the its binding force and effect right here. We'll just intent to repudiate would be sufficient. Okay. Now coming down here in Brady, I think, let's see here. Oh, yeah. Martha certified the court in Brady, the court found that Martha's certified letter to Sharon Brady was sufficient to constitute a disaffirmance by Craig, period. The contract by Craig. Moreover, the court showed that this disaffirmance, I see that, actually we point this out here, because it stated that Martha and Craig were terminating the contract, the court showed that this language was sufficient because it stated that Martha and Craig were terminating the contract. Done. Okay. Now, undo that one. There we go. Okay, now down here, like Brady, Janice's September 21st, 2020 letter to GamerTracks was an effort, or was the communicated an affirmation of the contract for Ryan. Should have pointed out that this came from the September 21st letter. Okay. Oh, we might have sure to point up here. This is the letter. Okay, there we go. Now, GamerTracks may argue that Janice's letter did not disaffirm because it did not sufficiently, what did it say, manifest and unequivocal intent to repudiate the unauthorized charges. Okay. However, Brady supports Janice's position that, we're going to use some language from Brady here, no specific language is required to communicate did not sufficiently manifest unequivocal intent to repudiate its authorized charges. I'll point this out here too. Right up before this here, intent to repudiate. The word that she used was reverse. Janice's letter to reverse. There we go. That's what I want to put in. to get, okay, here we go. Did not disfirm them because it did not sufficiently manifest the unequivocal intent to repudiate. There, yep, I think we had that now. Okay. Okay. The unauthorized charge. Okay. However, Brady supports Janice's position that no specific language is required to communicate. Communicate what here? Communicate disaffirmance. Okay. Therefore, under Brady and CFC 6702, Janice may disaffirm the contract with GamerTracks for Ryan. Okay. Excellent. Now let's move right along into number 3 now. Whether Janice is liable for the $8,900 charge. Now remember here though, we're not quite done yet with Janice's position here because we need to roll into, otherwise we would be missing Miller here. So here we want to make sure now under this whether she can disaffirm. We forgot one more area before we roll on too quickly here. Okay. Well, there's CFC 6703 provides an exception to Janice's power to disaffirm. Okay. Provides who? GamerTracks with an exception. Okay, here we go. Now, under 6703, well, we could cite 6703, or we could come down and grab Miller, which is what I would do here. Would say now Miller v. Miller. It cites CFC 6703. It states that, what does it say now? Here we go. Okay. Okay, actually let me it states that. There we go. There we are. Okay. A minor under the care of a parent who is able to provide for him may contract to pay the reasonable value of things necessary for his support, and that, okay, of his family necessary support. Okay, right there. Okay. Okay. Okay, there we are. Excellent. Now, coming down now in Miller, Bryce Miller and Bryce and Josephine Miller agreed that Josephine would what? I should say this. Bryce and Josephine Miller agreed that that Bryce would use his let's see here. There we are. Let me bring this out. Let me take this out here. Bryce authorized Bryce Miller authorized Josephine Miller, his mother, to use the money he made as an actor to take care of both of us. However, the court found that Josephine had expended $26,000 she had received for the good things of life rather than for things necessary for their support. Like Miller, okay. However, the court, in entering judgment for Bryce, found that Josephine had expended. Okay, yeah, okay, we got that. Okay. Now, like Miller, let's see here. I'm going to make sure we're getting this right. Okay. Janice had okay. Permitted Ryan to use $20. And make sure to point this out for, excuse me, things let's see, That what was it here? What was it? For the good things in life. Okay, good. Oh, the in-game purchases, such as extra life and extra weapons. Okay. Rather than for the... Oh, and that's okay. Unlike Miller, there we go. Janice had permitted Ryan to use $20 for the good things in life rather than for the things necessary for their support. Okay. Should have bring this to the September 29th memo. Just point out, see what time we have here. Okay, good. Furthermore, Ryan is under the care of Janice. His mother, under the care of Janice. Let's see here. We'll make sure that. Let's going to read this one more time and see. Under that provision, a minor under the care of a parent who is able to provide for him may contract to pay the reasonable value of things necessary for his support and that of his family. Necessary for his support. And may not disaffirm such a contract. Okay. Further, because Ryan is under the care of Janice, it appears that Janice's letter may disaffirm the contract for Ryan due to okay, make disaffirm the contract with GamerTrax for in-game purchases, or the GamerTrax for Ryan, period. You need to make this a little clearer here. Furthermore, because Ryan, I would put this, I'll just maybe take out that. Points out, because Ryan is under the care of Janice, and because the GamerTrax contract dealt with the good things of life. Make sure to point that out. In-game purchases. It appears that Janice's letter may differ from the contract with GamerTrax for Ryan. Okay. Therefore, under CFC 702, Brady and Miller, Janice's letter may disaffirm the contract for Ryan. Contract with GamerTrax. Okay. Now let's scoot along here. Making sure to come up here. We did our formatting as we're going here. Okay. Looks good. Looks good. Okay. Got the two headers in there. Supported those headers. Okay. Now whether Janice is liable for the $8,980 charge. Let's go down now and see what we can see in Laredo here. Now Laredo, we come down here, we see 3801 and 3802. Now let's point this out now. 3801 deals with actual authority. So we want to make sure to point that out. Whether Ryan had actual authority to make the 8,900 or sorry, 9, there it is. Charge question mark. And because we're dealing with now that's Purcell's theory. This is going to be Laredo's theory. What does that have to do with actual authority? And we're going to see that this has to do with apparent authority right here. There we go. Whether Ryan had apparent authority to make the okay. All right, let's do this. Okay, now in Purcell, we're going to bring this out now. I'm sorry, I have Purcell, I mean Laredo. Okay. Okay. Alrighty, for 3801. It states that actual authority exists when, okay, actual authority exists. Okay. When at the time of taking action that has legal consequences for the principal The agent reasonably believes in accordance with the principles, manifestations, to the agent that the principal wishes the agent so to act. Okay. What is out here underneath states that apparent authority exists. There we are. Dot dot dot. When a third party reasonably believes the actor has authority to act on behalf of the principal, and that belief is traceable to the principal's manifestations. Okay, double checking my time again. Okay, doing good. In Laredo, oh, yeah, I got like 25 minutes left. Okay, okay, okay. All right. I think I'm just going to check the time real quick. Excellent. With this, we'll call this a closed here, our episode, a concluded episode. In that, we have achieved our writing on the right after going through all of our strategy on the left, considering all of the files, the law documents, and then the application of the two. Okay, I want to put a shout out to Chess Cruncher TV. Keep chess crunching, Chess Cruncher. I also want to put a shout out to my Amazon Kindle book, Battling the Big Bad Baby Bar, Essay Basics. Thank you for tuning in, and God bless.